welcome to the Wayne Allyn Root Show.
Good to see you again, man. How's everything going in Viva Las Vegas?
He loves Israel. He loves our country.
I'm always ready to fight, Gary. Always ready to fight.
One of the most popular hosts.
You are my Superman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got radio, he got television, he's got a beautiful wife.
We are under invasion at the border.
This is the kind of thing he talks about because he's about common sense.
Make faith and belief in country cool again.
You are truly a breath of fresh air. Your fans love you.
Thank you very much. And they love you too. And for good reason, because you have a spirit and you get it at the same time. You're both angry, but a happy warrior nevertheless. Wayne Allyn Root.
I salute you.
Where's Wayne? Where? Where is Wayne Allyn Root? Where the hell is he?
All right. The root's on fire. Wayne Allyn Root with you, Secretary of War. You've heard of the mainstream media. Welcome to the mainstream media. I'm the loudest MAGA mouth in the USA, coming to you from Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. I'm the hardest working man in showbiz, certainly conservative showbiz, 24/7, 364. I do take off for Christmas with the fastest show in the history of TV. This show is conservative, patriotic talk on steroids. Reminder, my command central, root4america.com. At the top, 4 tabs. Watch Wayne on TV. Listen to Wayne on the radio, listen to Wayne's podcast, watch Wayne's daily video podcast. Click and you're on live, or you get links to all the places to watch or listen to me every day, whichever one you choose. Or you can watch or listen to a library of all my recent shows you may have missed. Root4america.com. I keep it simple. It's all in one place. My command central. My email, wayneroot@gmail.com. Finally, I hope you're watching my daily video podcast. It's called War Zone Live. It's the official podcast of the Gateway Pundit. Gateway attracts over 2.5 million daily readers and over 1 billion views for the second year in a row. Now ranked as the 5th most popular conservative news site in America. We are very proud to be their official podcast every day at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can watch or listen. You could also watch Warzone daily at Rumble. Just type in Wayne Root, Wayne Allyn Root, or Warzone, and at talkred.com at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. Also, Real America's Voice is now Prime Video. That's right. Viewers can now stream RAV programming straight from the Prime Video app, making it easier than ever for you at home to catch your favorite shows like America's Top 10, The Charlie Kirk Show, and more. We want to give our audience a huge thanks for helping our network and this show with this great achievement. With your viewership, you have helped turn this operation into something truly remarkable. Check us out now on Prime Video. All right, it's time for my opening commentary. It's titled, President Trump, Take the Offensive. The moment to strike is now. Prove you're the greatest deal maker in history. Pass the SAVE Act in the U.S. Senate. And as a bonus, create the Illegal Alien Hall of Shame and tie it all to Epstein and the Epstein files. I can feel it. The momentum has shifted. This is the moment to take action, to be aggressive, to go for broke, to be relentless. I wrote the book, The Power of Relentless. This is the moment to put the radical left losers on their heels. This is the moment to win the midterms. This is the moment to stop voter fraud forever, which means we stop Democrats from winning elections forever. Because without fraud and without rigged elections, they've got nothing. They can't win without fraud. This is the moment to use the shocking Epstein file scandal to educate the American people. But most of all, this is the moment to prove, Mr. President, that you are the greatest deal maker in history. Let's start with what I would call the art of the deal. The SAVE Act is the whole enchilada, the whole kit and caboodle, the whole kitchen sink. Pass it by hook or crook in the U.S. Senate by any and all means necessary, and the GOP wins the midterms, wins the presidency in 2028, and then with the help of a new census that bans the counting of illegal aliens, the GOP gains enough electoral votes and new seats in Congress to dominate U.S. politics for decades to come. We will control the electoral map. But we have to get to 2030 first. We can't get there if we lose the midterms and lose the presidency in 2028. Then it's all over. All our plans are dead. If we lose because we didn't pass the SAVE Act in the U.S. Senate, then the mass deportation is stopped, and all hope for election integrity is dead on arrival. Then after 2028, Democrats will open the borders once again, wave in tens of millions of illegals, and then illegal aliens will be encouraged to vote by the millions to elect Democrats forevermore. So it all begins and ends with the SAVE Act. Here's how to get it done. Do you remember Obamacare? Does anyone remember how Obamacare was passed? It passed only with the most disgusting, disgraceful, blatant, out in the open bribery in America's history. Obama twisted the arms of Democrat congressmen and senators until they literally broke off. He bribed the last remaining holdouts with anything and everything they wanted to change their final votes to a yes. He opened the vault and gave away the kitchen sink with taxpayer money, of course, your money. He made their dreams come true. He offered them so many goodies that no one could possibly say no if they were on the fence. That was legal bribery. Obviously, legal bribery. Why do I say that? Because no one in the GOP said a word. They didn't argue it was fraud. The Supreme Court never said a word. They didn't argue it was fraud. Obama used your taxpayer money and the most obscene giveaway in history to pass Obamacare by one vote in the U.S. Senate, exactly the 60 he needed to defeat the filibuster, and therefore change the whole U.S. economy and the whole U.S. healthcare system, which is about 20% of the U.S. economy. Trillions of dollars changed hands because of one vote. Obama changed the course of history because of one vote. And he got the final few votes necessary to get to that one vote by any means possible, by hook or crook. He gave away the store with your money. Obama gave away billions of dollars of taxpayer money in order to benefit his biggest Democrat donors with trillions of dollars of healthcare spending. In other words, Obamacare was one big scam. That's the way the game is played in Washington, D.C., President Trump. Now it's your turn to get the deal done, to change the course of history, to prove the art of the deal, to twist arms until they break, to play Santa and dole out to the holdouts whatever it takes to get the deciding votes. Obama proved it's all legal to do it that way. We need that same one-vote victory as Obama got with Obamacare. I don't care how you get it done. Bend the rules, President Trump. Give away the store. Legally bribe the holdouts. Legal Senate maneuvering. Kill the filibuster permanently or for a day. Whatever you have to do, do it. This is your legacy, President Trump. Prove you're the greatest deal maker in history. This is your art of the deal moment. The SAVE Act means Democrats can't rig and steal elections anymore. They'll have to win with ideas. And they don't have any ideas, certainly none that appeal to the majority of American voters. Install photo voter ID to vote in federal elections. Install proof of citizenship to vote. End mail-in ballots. Do all of that, and Democrats can't win elections. Game, set, match. But this is the last chance ever to pass it. Fail to pass it now, and we lose the midterms. With a Democrat majority, the chance for election integrity is gone forever. So is the chance to change the census to ban the counting of illegals. So is mass deportation. So is your presidency. The whole MAGA agenda is over, and you're a lame duck president for the last 2 years. We become a one-party state. Then comes the censorship and weaponization all over again. Then they persecute you all over again, Mr. President. They send you to prison after your presidency is over. So pass the damn SAVE Act in the U.S. Senate by any and all means necessary. Okay, now to part two. I've branded it as the illegal hall of shame. America is shocked, outraged, and disgusted by the Epstein files, rightfully so. Here's how to tie that outrage to mass deportation. It's time to win the PR offensive. It's time to show the American people why mass deportation is the only way to protect their children from being Epsteined. Tie it all to Epstein and the Epstein files. Illegal immigration is Epstein times millions. America sees one 9-year-old child abused and sexually assaulted in the Epstein files, and they freak out. As well they should. They see hundreds of underage girls pimped out by Epstein to the most powerful people in the world, and they freak out. As well they should. But every hour of every day, thousands of young children are assaulted, abused, raped, and murdered, all because of open borders, illegal immigration, transnational gangs, and drug cartels. That's their business. The cartels make billions of dollars per week on sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, pedophilia, and of course, the drug trafficking that's killing our children by the hundreds of thousands, over the last decade, by 1 million. It's time for show and tell. Let's create the illegal alien hall of shame. Pay for hundreds of millions of dollars of TV ads between now and the midterm showing the mugshots of illegal aliens who trafficked, abused, assaulted, raped, and murdered little girls and boys, little American girls and boys. Show the parents of children who were murdered, assaulted, raped, or abused, telling their tragic stories about their children and thanking President Trump and ICE for arresting these monsters. This is Epstein times millions. Prove it with show and tell. Show the monsters, show the parents of the victims, call it the Illegal Alien Hall of Shame, put the stories front and center 24/7 from now until the midterms in front of the American people. Make the case that we are deporting millions of Epsteins who want to abuse, assault, rape, murder, and destroy your children with drugs. Be aggressive. Take the offensive. Create the momentum while you work on exploding the economy and making our jobs, GDP, and retirement accounts great again, which you're great at. This is what American voters care about. The economy and the crimes of illegals. Tie it all to Epstein and pass that damn SAVE Act in the U.S. Senate by any and all means necessary. We're so close. We're going to need that one vote to change the course of history, just like Obamacare. Prove that you, President Donald J. Trump, are the greatest deal maker in history. Make it happen. All right. The main title sponsor of the show is Zhittya Genesis Medicine. Their CEO, Dan Montano, has been a guest on my show many times to discuss his company's medicines to reverse type 2 diabetes, to reverse Parkinson's disease, and here's the big one, to reverse small vessel heart disease, which may kill 30% of all the people watching right now. Over 300 patients have so far been dosed with their medicines during research studies, and all patients have shown great improvement with no
We all know that words have power. They set things in motion.
And make us happy or sad.
But there's one word that stands out because when
15 years, took 7 companies public, raised several $100 million, and I retired at the age of 38. Came back to Texas where I live with my family. We're a family business. I started the VRA in 2003. My wife, both our sons work here. And instead of taking your money and investing it for you, we're not a brokerage firm. We're an investment newsletter. We tell you what we're doing with our money so you can do what you want to with yours. And again, we've beaten the market in 19 and 22 years. We're very proud of that. And we're looking for a very, very big year this year in 2026.
Why do you believe this structural bull market that we're in is just getting started?
You got to understand, a structural bull market is the strongest bull market you can possibly have. It's being driven by fundamentals, and that's what we have here. We also have the combination of what we call our big three. The Trump economic miracle, Trump's tax cuts, deregulation, and tariffs, combined with the innovation revolution, which is just getting started. It's much, much more than just AI. This is innovation like we've not seen in the last 100 years combined, and it's going to change everyone's life dramatically for the better, we believe, and it can create millions of more jobs than most people believe. And third, it's this absolute ocean of liquidity that exists out there. Very few people talking about this. $22 trillion in empty money supply, $7 trillion sitting in cash and money markets, $40 trillion sitting in home equity. We just need lower rates to loosen that up. We think Trump's going to bring all that home to us this year, and it's going to have the market soaring for a number of years.
You have made me a fortune. You're brilliant. You're a genius. What makes you so different?
In our second letter in 2003, I recommended gold at $350, silver at $5 an ounce. We're now up over 1,200%, actually up 1,800% in silver in the recommendation. What makes you unique there, and the reason people should save in gold, and we tell you to get your money out of fiat currencies, get your money out of bank accounts, it's being printed into oblivion, save in gold. If you've done that since we recommended in 2003, your $100,000 investment will be worth $1.6 million versus the less than $100,000 you'd have in bank accounts. Gold and silver, the miners especially, and the future, of course, of Bitcoin. That's a powerful combination, we believe, for the next 4 or 5 years.
VRAinsider.com. Go there now. Kip Herriage, thank you for all you've done. All right, welcome back. I always want to let you know about my social media. You can go to X, formerly Twitter. You can go to Truth Social. You can go to Getter. You can go to Gab. And all you do is look at Real Wayne Root. I'm at Real Wayne Root in any one of them, and I give you my opinions all day long on the biggest news stories of the day. I'm Wayne Allyn Root. This is America's Top 10 Countdown, and you have reached the mainstream media. We're now set to begin the actual countdown. Here we are. America's Top 10 Countdown, number 10. All right, so you just heard my opening commentary about passing the SAVE Act. Lots of new developments to tell you about. First of all, on Wednesday, the U.S. House voted to pass the SAVE Act to require voter ID and proof of citizenship and kill mail-in ballots. Only one Democrat voted yes. In the entire United States, only one House Democrat voted in favor of ID when you vote. Just truly stunning. The good news is on the Senate side now, John Fetterman broke with Democrats, and he will support the SAVE Act. So we are now at 49 co-sponsors. The GOP is just one vote away from the 50-vote threshold with what they call the standing filibuster. So it's kind of a one-day, one-act filibuster instead of a permanent killing of the filibuster. It's a one-day suspension to get this passed. We are one vote short. We need one last Republican. That's what my entire opening commentary was about. President Trump, go get him, man, because I can tell you what this is about, why Democrats don't want voter ID. Pretty simple. 28% of U.S. voter verifications have no match at the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration, since 2004, has provided a simple process to help states with verifying voter applications. It's called the HAVE system. The states simply send in the name, the date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, and the Social Security Administration then notifies the state if that person is deceased, alive, or if it matches their records, or there's no match. And right now, it's 28% of U.S. voter verifications have no match at Social Security because they are fake mail-in ballots or they are illegal alien non-citizens who have no right to vote. That's how Democrats are rigging and stealing elections. Countdown number 9. All right, Democrats are insane. You hear me talk about this every week. This part has to be now part number 179, maybe, because this is our 179th edition of America's Top 10 Countdown, our 179th show. This must be part 179 in a continuing series about the insanity of Democrats. A few headlines. Ilhan Omar posts a stunning tweet that literally, or certainly seemingly, when you look at it, calls for President Trump's execution. This is what's going on in the United States of America. How about this one? The drug cartels dox the ICE director, Todd Lyons. They post the floor plans of his home and a video of his wife walking to work in a chilling threat. They're telling you we're going to kill the ICE chief. A woman is caught on tape setting fire to a warehouse rumored as a potential ICE detention center. This is how crazy people are in the United States, including liberal white women. She's setting fire to a warehouse. She thinks a rumor says maybe an ICE detention center. She wants to burn it to the ground. How about this one? Remember that Ukrainian gal, Irina Zarutska, sitting on the train and going like this, and the man slashed her throat and stabbed her to death? She was a white Ukrainian immigrant. No liberal cared about her as she was murdered by a black, violent felon criminal who'd been let out a million times as usual. Well, leftist vandals again, multiple times hit the Chicago mural of the murdered Ukrainian Irina Zarutska. So they've got a mural of her, and liberals deface the mural. Leftists threaten to kill young Americans for freedom students. They say, I'm going to put a hot one through you, just like they did to Charlie Kirk. And finally, a Baltimore councilwoman says, I don't want ICE here, even if they arrest the worst of the worst. Murderers, rapists, kidnappers, drug traffickers, they don't care. They've lost their minds. It's either Trump derangement syndrome, mental illness, they're mentally deranged, or, here's the last one, they're on the payroll of the Mexican drug cartel and the Chinese Communist Party. Countdown, number 8. All right, more good news this week from President Trump. What else is new? I always say he does more in a week than any other president in 8 years. The DHS terminates temporary protective status for Yemen. Thousands of immigrants in America told to go home or face arrest. That's the 4th in the last week. The Trump administration can now move forward because an appeals court allowed them to end protective status for immigrants from Nepal, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Trump lifts Biden-era restrictions on commercial fishing in the Atlantic. They were putting all the fishermen out of business. Democrats hate people that do real jobs. Trump's giving them their life back. You all know President Trump just launched TrumpRx.gov, delivering massive savings to millions of Americans with their prescription drugs. And finally, the Trump administration removed a pride flag, they say, in all government monuments, but in particular at the Statue of Liberty in New York City. And Mandami is angry. You know why? Because it was the right thing to do. Thank you, President Trump. Countdown number 7. There's so many, I can't get it all in. I'm losing my mind. President Trump relentlessly moving towards what I identified from day one as the most important achievement of his presidency, proving the 2020 election was stolen. Panic ensues after Trump orders the CIA to give 2020 election data to a lawyer who is in charge of Stop the Steal. Rumors are breaking that Maricopa County will be raided soon, just like Georgia, regarding the 2020 election. Georgia's election watchdog group says Fulton County has 17,000 votes, which have no ballots. They were all for Biden. It's enough to say Trump won the state in 2020, and House Republicans investigate possible non-citizens in Michigan jury pools and voter rolls. It's all happening. They're stealing elections. They're rigging elections. We're exposing it. Countdown number 6. The 2 most insane pieces of news I heard this week: 50 million Muslims now live in Europe. At the turn of the century in 2000, it was 500,000 Muslims in Europe. Now 50 million. Wave goodbye to Europe. And Iran secures a powerful vice chairman role on the UN Social Development Commission, which means Tehran, Iran, with the crazy mullahs, is now poised to influence global policy on poverty, inequality, jobs, and welfare for the 2027 session. That's smart. Put Iran in charge. Countdown number 5. Without including the release of more Epstein files and celebrating the firings and resignations of powerful losers who were part of the Epstein pedophile world. Never forget, it was President Trump who released these millions of files. No other president ever considered doing it. If it was so easy to do, if anyone could have done it, why didn't Obama? Why didn't Biden? Why didn't Clinton? Well, we know why Clinton didn't. And it turns out it was President Trump who was the original whistleblower who turned Epstein into the police. We've got the actual records. Trump's the hero. Trump's the whistleblower. Trump tried to stop in 2006 with the Palm Beach police, Jeffrey Epstein. Thank you, President Trump. Lots of Epstein people, powerful people, losing their jobs this week. And I hope soon we'll find out they lose their freedom forever. All right, this segment was sponsored by Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. The golden age of Trump prosperity is all about making America the energy capital of the world. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. It's estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the past 30 years, with a management forecast projecting the first 25 wells alone to produce 400 million cubic feet per day of natural gas, 400 million a day. And by 2035, targeted production of over 1 billion cubic feet per day. This surge in AI data centers is what's placing all this soaring demand on energy resources. So this is how we power the AI future of America, with inexpensive, clean natural gas. This project is headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies delivered spectacular returns for investors. At their peaks, Panaco Energy grew about 100 to 1 for investors, and Ultra Petroleum soared about 1,000 to 1 at a $10,000 investment turned into $13 million over 10 years. Amazing. To learn more about Lost Soldier Oil and Gas, go to lostsoldier.com, fill out the contact form. That's lostsoldier.com.
We all know that words have power.
They set things in motion.
And make us happy or sad.
But there's one word that stands out because when people say it, lives are changed.
It's not a big word.
It's itsy bitsy.
It's only 3 little letters.
But when you say it,
The life of a kid like me can be changed.
So, what is this special word?
It may surprise you.
it's yes.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes to becoming a monthly supporter of Shriners Hospitals for Children.
That's right. Your monthly support allows the doctors and nurses at Shriners Hospitals for Children to give the most amazing care anywhere and change the lives of kids like me.
And me.
And me.
Because people like you have said yes. Now I can play football.
And I can play catch.
And I can walk.
So what do you say? Will you say yes right now?
It's so easy.
All you have to do is pick up the phone or go to loveshriners.org right now and say yes. When you say yes to giving just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a reminder of all the kids you're helping every day. My life is filled with possibility because of the monthly support of people just like you who called the number on your screen and said yes.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Your yes is making a difference in my life and the lives of so many other kids like me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, call again or go to loveshriners.org to say yes right away.
America's in a fight for her soul. Our freedoms are under attack. Our values are being torn down, and the same corrupt elites who built this mess think they can silence us. The patriots who still believe in this country, not a chance. Here at Real America's Voice, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, a movement that says we will not be silenced.
There is no force on earth that can stop us from saving our country.
And the voice of millions of patriots who refuse to kneel to tyranny. This is the movement of fighters, men and women who still believe in God, family, and the American dream. The conservative alternative to AARP.
Real rights, they come from God.
If you're ready to stand up and join the fight, go to amac.us/RAV right now. That's amac.us/RAV, because this isn't just about politics. It's about saving America. Faith, freedom, America first. AMAC and Real America's Voice, united for the Republic.
Time now for my interview with the SBA administrator, meaning the SBA chief, Small Business Administration, Kelly Loeffler, for my daily video podcast, Warzone, which you can find at thegatewaypundit.com and at Rumble Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Kelly Loeffler is the head of the Small Business Administration. Here's our conversation. All right, great guest for you. I promised you a great guest from the Trump administration. Kelly Loeffler is the administrator for the Small Business Administration. In other words, she's the chief of the SBA, and we bring her to you right now. Kelly, great to have you on the show. How are you?
Excellent. Excited to be with you, Wayne.
It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I've been talking about you lately because you seem to be someone who cares a lot about corruption, and that's rare in this world. And there's a lot of people that have taken advantage of our government, especially during the Biden years. I'm sure plenty of them are trying now, but they were getting away with it in the Biden years. And you're fighting back, and you have, I guess, suspended nearly 112,000 California borrowers connected to $9 billion in pandemic-era fraud. I'm very proud of you. I want to thank you. And I can't imagine if there's that many in California. How many are there in the other 49 states? I mean, California is going to be number one, but there's got to be plenty in the other 49 states too, right?
Well, I'm sorry to say you're right, because that means that the American taxpayer has been put on the hook by criminals for far too long. And the Biden administration really just tried to sweep it under the rug. In fact, they forgave many of these known fraudulent loans when small businesses during the pandemic were clamoring to get these relief funds to keep their employees on staff. And these funds were eaten up by almost $200 billion in fraud from what we can tell, and we are going state by state. So we first kind of cracked the code on addressing this when the whole Minnesota Somali crime ring came out right around Thanksgiving up to Christmas. Our team worked on it, found about $430 million of fraud in Minnesota. We suspended a bunch of borrowers there, and we are going state by state.
You know, the one thing my fans criticize, right? I get about 2,000 plus fan mails a week, and I read every one of them. I never sleep anymore. I go to sleep at like 2, 3 in the morning because I feel it's important to read what every person says and to answer them back. I try and answer everyone to make them understand that someone's listening to them. They all feel like I'm their voice to Trump because, you know, I've been to the White House. I had an Oval Office visit recently, went to the White House Christmas party. Trump and I send little notes to each other. And they all want to know about arrests, Kelly. They want to know, are we going to punish some of these people? It's one thing to suspend them. Can we get some arrests? I mean, that's not your job. That's the DOJ's job. But are you hopeful that once we prove they ripped off the taxpayers, we can actually put some people in jail?
But like you, I want to see people in handcuffs, orange jumpsuits, and behind bars. And I think that until we do that to deliver for the American people, we really can't stop working on it, because any level of fraud is not okay. But when you see the massive amounts that really, particularly in states like California, Minnesota, where they have these socialist welfare states that invite people to come in, take advantage of hardworking taxpayers, we've got to draw the line there and say we are going to hold people accountable finally.
I probably shouldn't even admit this, Kelly. It's actually a funny story. All these people ripped off the SBA, and they didn't need their loans, or they stole the money and they bought cars, whatever. Some lawyer came to me, a Las Vegas lawyer, and said, let me file so that you can get money during this COVID period where everybody shut down. I said, great. I filled out all the forms, and the lawyer was paid by me in advance and never got me one dime. So I never got anything. And all these people are ripoff artists, and they all got paid. It's embarrassing and it's ridiculous. The people who actually are good people that deserve something never got a penny. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy and it's sad. And I talk to hardworking Americans every day, all day, as I travel across the country, people earning an honest living.
You guys did a great job in California. You're doing a great job, Kelly, in Minneapolis and Minnesota. I see that not only did you suspend 6,900 borrowers connected to $400 million in fraudulent loans, you mentioned that in Minnesota, but also all grant funding to the state of Minnesota has been cut off, and the SBA is moving its district office out of Minneapolis and into a city that complies with federal immigration law. So I think that's great. I think you're doing a great job, and I appreciate it. I wish we could get everyone on the same page, of how to clean up this country. But your SBA, because of your leadership, I think is doing a great job. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's certainly the biggest honor of my life to serve in the Trump administration, and we owe it to this president to do everything we can while we're in, because, look, we've got 3 years left. We've got so much more work to do. By the way, we're cracking down on fraud, but we're also helping this president implement his unbelievable economic agenda that is delivering results for Americans across this country. And after 4 years of Joe Biden, the Small Business Administration has a role in turning that around and turning Main Streets around. We're doing it. We've hit record levels of lending. We're hitting record levels of being able to to clean up fraud, including in federal contracting, where we know there's big problems there too.
On my weekend show, which is my big TV show on Real America's Voice TV, it's my biggest show, my biggest audience. I count down the top 10 stories. One of them this past Saturday was I said Trump is even making L.A. liberals great again, meaning the people of Pac Palisades and Malibu who almost overwhelmingly vote liberal Democrat. I know because I lived 13 years on the beach in Malibu till I moved to Vegas because of the taxes here. And I went for the zero tax state. But I loved California. The weather was great. Living on the beach was great. I had dolphins in the morning in front of my backyard. Wonderful thing. All Democrats. I couldn't take them anymore, Kelly. They drove me crazy. Liberal, ultra liberal. Now they become Trump haters, Trump derangement syndrome, ICE haters. But Trump made sure that hopefully we're going to take care of getting their houses rebuilt. You did a great job, too. California wildfire victims. The SBA approved 12,600 disaster loans for survivors, $3.2 billion in disaster relief, 16,000 homes and businesses destroyed, and only 3,000 rebuild permits have been issued. And Trump is now taking control of that area through executive action. Is that going to be under your umbrella, or some other agency is involved with the actual rebuild now that Trump has taken it over?
U.S. Army Corps of Engineers helped certify that it was all ready to go and rebuild. Well, what happened in between now and then is that the city of L.A., the state, the permits became too heavy for everyone to bear. The insurance policies were out of control, and the state and city essentially walked away from homeowners. They have not been able to rebuild. You mentioned 3,000 permits. In order to build one home, you might need as many as a dozen permits. That's why there's only about 10 homes rebuilt out of 16,000 structures lost. And as you mentioned, we put out 12,000 loans, and we've had to twice now extend the time that those borrowers have to pull down their loan because they're not getting any relief from the city or state. Mayor Bass has been now implicated in trying to change a report on the after action report.
Yes.
Newsom is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, cover up. Newsom has turned his back on these residents, and they are so grateful that President Trump has put a bright light on this. And I'm working with Lee Zeldin, EPA administrator, to ensure that the residents now have a voice and a platform, because this is now a second disaster that is of same proportions almost as the first, because about 75% of families are in temporary housing, and they have economic hardship now that they may not be able to come back from.
Isn't it nice, Kelly, to have the media on your side? I remember when Bush had the disaster in New Orleans with the Hurricane Katrina, and the media destroyed him. And Newsom has mishandled this like no one in history has ever mishandled something. And he's just destroyed the people of Malibu and Pac Palisades, and even some in Brentwood, some in Santa Monica. And he's running for president like nothing ever happened. If you got the media on your side, you get away with everything. It's amazing. Kelly, the music's in my ears, so I guess we're done for this segment. I really appreciate you coming on. I hope you'll be on again soon. Anytime there's something really good to talk about, I'd love to have you on. Kelly Loeffler, the SBA Chief Administrator for the Small Business Administration. Keep up the good work, Kelly. Appreciate all you do.
Thank you. It was an honor to be with you. Thank you.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root. I am joined by Gordon Bond. What an honor. Owner of Bond Arms, one of the great gun manufacturers, all made in the USA, all made in Texas. His website is getbondarms.com. Gordon, what makes Bond Arms different from any other gun manufacturer?
Well, when my brother started the company a long time ago, the regular Derringer, let me see if I can get it in the picture here, was basically known as a cheap, dangerous throwaway gun. This is a 1865 model. Derringers have been around forever. And what he did was take a dangerous gun and just made it very cool by better materials, trigger guard, interchangeable barrels, solid stainless steel. And Wayne, like you saw at the show, people love picking them up and just holding them. And it's just like, they pick it up and it's like, wow, this is like a real gun.
That's great. I saw it. My wife and I were at the show, and she's a gun aficionado even more than I am. And she said it was the best booth at the entire gun show. Out of thousands of booths was Gordon's booth, Bond Arms. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Bond Arms is releasing the American 250 edition handgun at a special price only for my fans. Tell us about it.
So one thing that we wanted to do, when I graduated in 1976, it was the bicentennial, and that's all they talked about all year long. And so when this 250th anniversary was coming up, we really wanted to do something special on this. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the stainless steel version. It's 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun shell, very well built. I mean, our guns are built like a tank. People love the quality. They call it a hand cannon. Best snake gun you've ever had. There's a beautiful side with the flag and the Liberty. And people just love the way that we do things. I mean, they'll come to our booth every year and just go, wow, what are y'all doing this year? You know, what crazy thing are you doing this year? So the American 250, we're really going to focus on that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to own a piece of history.
Gun. What a beautiful gun. What a gorgeous gun. The engravings. Wow. And I love that name, hand cannon. I want a hand cannon. Mine got delivered today. I'll have them for next week's show. My own personal hand cannon from Bond Arms. How do you get it? Go to getbondarms.com. See the number on the screen, getbondarms.com, or call 817-573-4445. See the disclaimer on the bottom of the screen for certain restrictions. Getbondarms.com. Gordon, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
All right, up next, it is the Final Four, otherwise known as Root Madness.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN. It will encrypt your online traffic, protect you from malware, phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get NordVPN now.
This was the last thing my Charlie ever wrote. The message of Jesus changes everything, changes your life, your choices, your eternity. And Charlie wanted to leave behind something that would point people to Christ, not to fame or power, just truth.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
And my husband called his final book, Stop in the Name of God, because resting in God's grace is what our world has forgotten to do. So just stop and listen, believe and rest, because this is Charlie's final and greatest message to all of us.
I'm actually finishing a book. So I actually don't work one day out of the week. So I take a Sabbath every Saturday. Turn my phone off, no work, just kids, just family. It's an amazing blessing. Every Saturday, totally off. It's amazing how much work you can get done in 6 days, though.
I believe that honoring the Sabbath is the commandment that allows you to honor the other 9 commandments. When you're honoring the Sabbath, it's easier to have no other gods before God because that day is built in time as a temple, as a sanctuary to put God first, to not have idols.
If you are feeling overrun by society, you might be feeling depressed or anxious, turn your phone off for one day. No social media, no work. Your mental health will improve dramatically. You can hang out with friends, you can go for a walk, but don't work for one day. That is a day for worship. That is a day for the Lord. That is a day to go be with God. That is a day to read your Bible and be out of the busyness and the hurriedness and the noise of this world. I could be traveling for 5 or 6 days, but if I at least get one good Sabbath with my family, it charges all back up.
Call, scan, or go online to support TPUSA and receive your copy of Charlie's final book.
It's fun for me to win on the course, but it's even more fun to win on Deal Dash.
Lori won $2,000 Tiffany earrings for just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast auctions, so try today at DealDash.com for $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
All right, it's Final Four time. I'm Wayne Allyn Root, your Secretary of War. This is the Wayne Stream Media, rootforamerica.com. Now, before we get to the Final Four, I want to remind everyone that Real America's Voice has a new and improved app available on the App Store and Google Play. Download it now to watch the show and others on the network. Take a look.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend. And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root, it is Final Four time. So let's start with, we got a couple of bonuses before we get to number 4. Number 4A and number 4B. Very quickly, I just wanted to get these in. 4A. First, I want to mention a mass murderer in Canada, walked through a school, killed a lot of people, injured a lot of people, terrible thing. Want to guess what the shooter was? Transgender. What a shocker. We've got a mental illness gun violence problem in the United States. It's not the fault of guns. It's transgenders on hormone therapy. They are nuts and they're violent. Secondly, story in the Daily Mail on Friday about pancreatic cancer exploding in young people. Every day in the Daily Mail is a new story about a new kind of deadly cancer exploding in young people. The only thing they won't tell you is why. Why? You know why? The COVID vaccine. It all began with the COVID vaccine. The entire excess death and people with cancer and young people with cancer, all the increases have only occurred since the vaccine began in early 2021. It's the one thing they won't tell you. Countdown number 4. All right, so good news about illegal mass migration. Smart people are finally waking up, thank God, a few of them. This is a disaster, and it's the Cloward Piven plan I learned at Columbia University to destroy America and Western civilization. It's happening right in front of our eyes. Here's a few headlines. A conservative Swiss member of parliament, Swiss as in Switzerland, says end immigration from Stone Age cultures. Boy, did he hit the number right on the head. Stone Age cultures. The people that came through Ellis Island, my grandparents from Germany and Russia, are not the people coming through today. This is an invasion. It's destroying Europe. It's destroying the United States. It's destroying Western civilization. These are people that don't belong in our countries. Britain is being colonized by mass migration, warns billionaire businessman Jim Ratcliffe. And they're starting to wake up and understand. Joe Rogan, who's no conservative, he may have endorsed Trump, but since then, he's shown his liberal side again and again. But Joe Rogan blasts Democrats' open border insanity, says a good way to destroy your country is open borders. And the good news is, while Democrats demonize ICE, ICE removes more violent illegals from the streets. I've got a list here. There's no time to read it all, but this is a list of like 20 illegals, every single one of them murderers, rapists, kidnappers, drug dealers, the most horrible people in the world. ICE Director Tom Homan, he says the agency is tracking 800,000 criminals with deportation orders. And then as we left Minnesota, what did Homan say? As we basically leave Minnesota, ICE leaves, the Trump administration arrested 4,000 plus felons and found 3,364 unaccompanied alien children who went missing under Biden in one place, Minnesota, and the Biden administration never bothered to look for them. Thank you, Tom Homan. Thank you, ICE. Thank you, President Trump. Another story. Record high number of detained illegal aliens are choosing to voluntarily leave the country under the Trump administration. The number is now 28% of the people we scoop up voluntarily leave. Under Trump's direction, DOT, Department of Transportation, moves to bar foreign drivers who haven't been vetted from the U.S. trucking industry. And last but not least, this is to let you know what we're fighting for, right? Keep fighting. Stay relentless. Stay strong. Don't ever abandon ICE. Don't ever let them abolish ICE. Don't ever let them defund ICE. Illegal immigrant soccer coach accused of raping and killing his player is about to face the death penalty. Mario Eduardo Garcia Aquino, an illegal from El Salvador. He raped a 13-year-old boy, Oscar Omar Hernandez, and left his body on the side of the road in March 2025. This is why we're fighting. We're on the side of good, on the side of the angels. Countdown number 3. All right, the Trump economy. Good news, fantastic news all around. A few headlines. The Trump boom. America added 130,000 jobs in January, more than twice as many as expected. But the more important part about this report is that it was all private sector jobs. We lost government sector jobs. We added 130,000 jobs because we really added 170,000 plus private sector jobs and lost 42,000 government jobs. This is the way to do it. President Trump is doing a great job. And don't forget, we're losing illegal alien jobs and gaining jobs for American citizens. Trump spurs manufacturing surge with the strongest manufacturing expansion in years. Another great headline. And finally, on Friday, the best one of all, U.S. core inflation tumbles to the slowest in 5 years. Do you understand 5 years ago was the end of the Trump presidency? So it's the slowest since Trump was president. Now it's slowed again. In between, what did you have? 4 years of Joe Biden that destroyed the economy with massive inflation. So when people get angry, Trump is not destroying inflation. Trump is not lowering inflation. Yes, he is. He's lowering the rise in inflation to levels no one imagined could be done this quickly, but he can't affect the base prices. The prices are high, and when you see them and you want to blame someone and you're angry, blame Democrats, blame Joe Biden, blame illegal immigration, blame climate change. None of it has anything to do with President Trump. He's killing the rate of inflation. So if before the price of something was $1 under Trump, now it's $4, that's because of Biden. But because of Trump, it doesn't go to $5 or $6 or $7. It stays at $4, and you go, oh, I'm going to complain. 4 is too much. That's not Trump's fault. Trump's doing a great job. Countdown number 2. That was good economic news. You talk about affordability. This is even better news for affordability. The Trump administration has announced it is repealing the Obama-era climate change rule in the largest act of deregulation in the history of the United States. According to the Wall Street Journal, the so-called endangerment finding of 2009 that labeled 6 greenhouse gases as a threat to public health and welfare will be overturned. This amounts to the largest act of deregulation in the history of the United States, says EPA Director Lee Zeldin, who I know very well. Thank you, Lee. Great job. And just to show you, and that's how you create affordability, by the way, because this is what's going to lower the prices of all the energy and everything we manufacture in the United States. And just to show you we're on the right side, Mark Zuckerberg becomes the latest California billionaire to relocate to Florida amid tax concerns. Everybody is running away from California. And a big report in the media this week, where are they running? Not just to Florida. Many of them, if not a majority, are running to Nevada. Las Vegas is where they're running to. We have 0 income taxes, just like Texas and Florida. That's why they're running to those states. Republicans are right. Countdown number 1. All right, I think it's so important. I made it number 1 this week. The judges and the war on Trump and the war on women. No, it's not a Republican war on women. It's a Democrat, communist, Marxist war on women. If we don't figure out how to nullify insane judicial rulings by communist judges who I believe are on the payroll of the Mexican drug cartel and the Chinese Communist Party, America will not survive. Let me give you a couple of examples. Activist Obama-appointed judge orders the release of 3 convicted murderers who are illegal aliens and a convicted child sex predator who's an illegal alien. He wants them all released from ICE custody in Louisiana. The DHS calls it lawless abomination. That ruling, lawless abomination. A judge looked people in the face and said, let's let 3 illegal alien murderers out and a child sex predator illegal alien out, they're either insane or, as I say, well, they could have a mixture. It could be that you have Trump derangement syndrome, you've lost your mind, and you have no sense of reality anymore. But it also could be because you're on the payroll of the Mexican drug cartels. And I'm telling you, it's one or both of those answers. Outrageous. A woke judge slashes a jury's recommended sentence for a violent sexual predator by more than half because the predator is black. And she says, America's never been nice to black people, so I'm cutting your sentence in half. Insanity. They're going to destroy this country. And also, just in on Friday, corrupt Judge James Boasberg, we've all talked about him and dealt with him before, orders the Trump administration to return Venezuelan illegals deported under the Alien Enemies Act back to America. We shipped them out. They're long gone. He says you got to bring them all back. If you don't find a way to nullify these insane rulings by communist nutjob, mentally deranged judges or by judges who are on the payroll of the Mexican drug cartel, we are all done for. Last thing, and number one, Gavin Newsom's wife slams reporters for their horrific war on women that the Republicans are putting on women, right? Horrific war on women. And you never talk about that. You're asking my husband, Gavin, about other things when you should only be focusing on the war on women. I have an answer for Gavin Newsom's wife. Her name is Jennifer Siebel Newsom. And my answer is very simple. It's Epstein times millions. It's illegal immigration. That's the war on women. Our women in this country and our little girls in this country are being raped, are being murdered, are being kidnapped, and they're dying of drug overdoses. And all of it is thanks to their Epstein-like illegal immigration open borders. You let them in. They're all Epsteins. They're all killers. They're all rapists. And you don't care. You are the one fighting the war on women. All right, that's it for this week's show. I'm Wayne Allyn Root. God bless you. God bless Trump. God bless America. And as I always say on the way out, God bless and viva my tax-free Las Vegas. See you next week, America.
Where is Wayne Allyn Root? Where the hell is he?
Yes, I actually won!
See this? It just arrived from Deal Dash, a Nintendo Switch 2.
Look what I just won. I love Deal Dash.
With millions of auctions, you too can start winning, like this.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now for huge savings
and free shipping from our U.S. warehouses.
Guys, if you plan to retire in the next 20 years, or if you've already retired, I have a message for you that you need to hear. Central banks, BRIC nations, and our allies are pumping trillions of dollars back into America, but every dollar they send could make your savings worth less. Hi. I'm Donald Trump Jr., and I just want you to be prepared for the future. So protect your hard-earned savings with gold. A gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group offers you the safety net of gold with the tax advantage status of a retirement account. To see how it's done, click the link below to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. This kit reveals why gold IRAs are exploding in popularity, so do it now. What do you have to lose? It's free and there's no obligation. Click the link below to get your free info kit from the Birch Gold Group.
President Trump ended the nightmare for almost all January 6 defendants when he delivered on his promise to pardon those who suffered through our two-tiered system of justice. But there are still 12 January 6 defendants whose fights are far from over. These J6ers still face overwhelming legal battles. Scan the QR code